got stuff to do.
Barely recognized him. He had the energy of someone half his age.
This ladybug is looking for a husband, but it's a trap.
Apparently, right outside.
Is it a sun or a flower? Annie, be nice. Which animal is bigger? An elephant or a fish?
An elephant has a
Inhibitor container detected.
Is it open yet?
Frank? That's way up there.
Yep. GRA made them hard to reach for a reason. Keeps them away from the bad guys. But for a guy like you, Aiden, piece of cake.
You serious? I can see. Catch me if you can. Gotta fly.
All right, who farted? Ready for this? Chew on this. Keep still. I'm through playing this stupid game. That ain't good. We don't take too kind to each other. Here you go. Alive.
Suckers helping for a miracle. We can take advantage of that. And it's have a plan. What? There's a business opportunity. That's sick. Have you no dating? No, dating is dead, man.
Come on, tell me more. She's still seeing that? Oh yeah. Talk to me, son. Does the video still have a code?
I know at least 2 people who enlisted.
Interesting. So, or a flower. The broadcast is working.
If the renegades tortured your home, it might work on you too. What do you think's in it?
Have mercy. Please, release me.
my squad would save me. But you did instead. Thanks. Former night runner?
You'd never regret it. This helper of mine, terribly late. He's become
So, these events took place shortly after the end of the Civil War in 2025. I knew this guy on the old house.
Broadcast.
And that was funny. Full truth.
Best quality! How may I help you? That'll help. Been looking for those? Always need this. Need that back? Finally! You're always welcome here. I got what you want.
It's finally raining. It won't be enough. Here
Okay, time to the grip. What we need? We need the pipe in the same size like in our weapon. We need the cover to pipes, and we need knife, handgun, and of course Dremel to make some noise. We need to use the heat gun to hit some inside. Use the pipe to make this hole bigger. So now we use glue in some points. I think it's ready to rest and assemble, but it will be in next break. So now back to the stream and we'll see again.
Hello Pilgrims, nice to see you again. My name is Paulina Dzidziak and I'm Senior PR Specialist here at Techland. And I can't wait because today we will show you our newest update, Gut Feeling Update. But before I will introduce my new guest, my first guest, let's have fun in the stream. By using hashtag #dying2slash, you can show us your combat skills on your social media and we can't wait to see them all. And now, let me introduce the one and only Dying Light franchise director, Timon Smektawa. Hello, Timon.
Hello,
How are
Paulina.
you?
Actually, quite good. I'm here in the studio with you. The community is watching, and we have a great update, the Gut Feeling Update, which is like I'm extremely proud of what the team has achieved with this one. I think there's quite a lot of good stuff in it.
We already know how to survive in the city because we have to be brutal, we have to use our creative skills in combat and in parkour, but I heard that Gut Feeling Update adds a little bit more fun to it. Or maybe not a little.
Well, actually, exactly, that's what I wanted to say. Not really a little, because there's around 100 improvements to the combat system. And yes, as you mentioned, the idea was that players will be combining their parkour and combat skills, creating their own style. And this is what the update is about. This is the improvements that we have in it are about. And I think the thing that players will notice first is something that we call brutal physicality.
What do you mean by physicality?
So,
examples.
Yes, examples. I think it would be best to explain this through examples. So, as I said, it's all about creating your own situations. So we're using physics systems and we're using our combat system to allow players to do so. So imagine a classic Dying Light situation. You are on the rooftop, there's a zombie in front of you. So what you do, you basically run at him, jump, do a drop kick, and he flies away. Easy, classic Dying Light. So now what happens is that as the guy flies away, we calculate all of the vectors, forces, etc., and he hits another zombie that's on the rooftop as well. So he hits him, he staggers, and maybe falls down from the street, and maybe kills or hits another one that's below on the street level. And by the way, actually now the zombies, they fall from the rooftops by themselves. So the guy is, but let's get back to the one that's still flying in the air because of the drop kick. So he flies in the air and maybe there's some kind of an obstacle on the rooftop, like, I don't know, a chimney. So he hits the chimney with his head, and because of that, the head pops off. So that's an example of that. But actually, there's tons of them. So maybe I will give you another one.
Yes.
You fight like the big guy, the goon, the one with the hammer, and he makes a swing. And there's like some biters, some zombies in front of him. Maybe one of them is on fire. So he hits a couple of them. He hits the guy on fire as well. And the guy on fire flies and hits another group. So now he passes the fire effect on them as well. He lights them up and also kind of makes them fall down, creating like a domino ragdoll effect. But there's another guy that's like, I can talk about this for hours, but there's another guy that flies at you, and if you have a correct weapon, if you have a slashing weapon, if you hit him at the right moment, there's a huge chance that you will cut him in half.
Even the goon?
Actually, yes, you can even cut the goon. You can even cut the big ones. So it's goon, it's demolishers, and it's even more exactly. It's very brutal. It's even more, but I will leave it to our community to discover all of the possibilities that can happen.
Okay, and I heard that also we can see very exciting things in the small details.
Exactly. So there's a lot of improvements to combat. So, for example, now you can modify two-handed weapons. But talking about details, let me give you an example which I think quite well presents what the details are, how deep we got with the system. So another example is that let's say a biter grabs you and you hit him on the head, and now what can happen is that his chin can fall off. So he was doing the zombie sounds, like the but now because he has no chin, the sounds are different.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's another guy, you kind of cut his chest and you open his chest, you see some ribs, some organs, but then you will also start hearing is that there's a lot of hissing because his lungs have been damaged. So those are the details that we have introduced with this update.
Very interesting. And I'm really glad that you mentioned the sounds, because I will see our friends from sound design team very soon. So I think they will tell us more about it.
It's Wojtek and Editor, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they will show you a lot.
I can't wait to see it in the game.
And actually, if you can't wait, then there's a great opportunity to do so, because with the update, we are also starting a new event called Viral Rush. And what it means that you will be swarmed with hordes of infected, the fast-moving zombies. And of course, like, they will try to get you, they will try to basically kill you. But this means they will also be constantly present around you. So now, when they are present, you can wreak havoc on them, and you can see the new damage model system, the new brutal physicality in action. And actually, I encourage both you and like everyone watching to participate in the event, because when you participate in the event and when you complete the event's goals, you can win the Rahim outfit, the Rahim character, original runner from the first game. So if you started your collection of DL1 characters back with the anniversary events, now it's time to add another one to the collection.
So Viral Rush event seems to be crazy and super fun.
Yep.
And speaking of characters, I think that's not all if it comes to the gut feeling update.
Yes, so there's another thing connected with characters and with visualization and customization of the characters. So that's a feature that it was requested. So like, you know the dilemma. You play an RPG game, you collect a lot of gear pieces, you collect a lot of armor, and some of them look great, but the other ones have the best stats. Now, what you do? Like, what do you choose? Do you choose the style or do you choose the stats?
Oh, that's a very simple choice. Come on.
Okay, but you don't have to choose now, because now the dilemma is gone. You can keep the stats and keep the look, and how that works is that you get a gear piece, the one that has the best stats, and you can modify it, you can transmog it into different one, looking differently, using a gear piece that you have collected as you explore the city. So now you can keep the stats and you can keep the style as much as you want.
That's really great, because I think this is the feature that our community really asked for.
Yes, exactly. That's the feature that was requested. And maybe, if I may, like a short message to our community, guys. So please keep voicing your opinion about Dying Light 2. Keep giving us your feedback. We really go through everything that you write online, Reddit, YouTube, Discord, Twitter. Every voice is heard. We'll try to support you. Of course, not every feature can be delivered instantly, but definitely we'll listen to what you want from the game. And once again, thank you for supporting Dying Light 2.
Okay, so I think now it's time to sum it up. So let's watch our gut feeling video. So we discussed almost everything
On the trailer.
that was visible on the trailer before, but you didn't tell me about one thing.
Yes, exactly. Weapon crafting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so actually, this is something we wanted to surprise our community with. Actually, this is something that we wanted to have in the game to tell players that they can expect more from us than we have already announced. And weapon crafting, as the name suggests, is basically weapon crafting. It allows you to craft your weapons. So how this works is that now all over the world you will find plenty of blueprints that you can find in secret locations, in quest locations, hidden in some enemies. So first you have to collect them. You have to find them and collect them. And of course, knowing our players, I'm afraid that within the next 4 or 5 hours,
Very soon.
like very soon, at least the map will be all over the internet. Okay, good luck to you guys. But I still think this will be a very nice way to kind of motivate our players to get back to the game, explore the city of Villedor once again. So now when you collect the blueprints, you can take them to a craft master. So now the craft master, they get this new feature, the new option that allows you to craft weapons. And the cool thing is that, like with everything connected to craft masters, you can upgrade the blueprints. So you can increase the rarity of the blueprints, thus the rarity of the weapons that are created, giving more damage, more affixes, more mod slots, I think more durability, and so you can really create the weapon that you want.
Sounds fantastic. So to sum it up,
Yep.
I don't have to choose between style and stats.
Yes, so that's gear transmog checked.
My combat will be more physical and more brutal.
Yes, brutal physicality checked.
Checked. And I can also create my favorite weapon and give it and make it even more powerful now.
Exactly, weapon crafting checked.
That's not all, isn't it?
Exactly, that's
I
not
will
all.
let you announce it.
Okay, so if you're watching this, I hope you're watching this. Please focus for the next 90 seconds on the screen because we have something cool, something quite nice to show you. Please have a look.
It's high time you arrived. I wasn't sure you'd make it. Welcome to the Pilgrim Outpost, a safe haven for those like us. It's a place where you can rest, refill supplies, refine weapons, and most importantly, plan ahead for future ventures. Going forward, the Pilgrim Outpost acts as your base of operations, especially if you're looking for more objectives and unique rewards. For one, there are bounties. Activate those here before you set out to complete the likes of taking down biters, crafting items, or helping a friend. Finishing these tasks will be crucial as you progress through reputation ranks. And with each rank, you receive what we call a Pilgrim token. They're a must for anyone wanting to get their hands on exclusive weapons, outfits, or specialized tools. You're bound to find something that sparks your interest. Pilgrims also use this spot for a slew of other reasons. You can track events, community contests, and additional activities, or keep up with the latest announcements. Now remember everything I told you here today. It'll help you prepare for the worst that is yet to come. When the night falls and you're out there all alone, head to the outpost. Head to the outpost, Pilgrim.
Okay, we saw the video, but come on, we definitely need to know more. And thankfully, today with us there's our friend Wojtek, who will tell us more.
Hi guys.
Hi Wojtek.
Hello.
Okay, so Spike is back.
That's right. As Timo said before the video, today we're bringing a feature that was requested by our community for a very, very long time. I think since the release of the game. And yeah, we wanted to make it big, to make it up somehow. So we introduced Spike, our favorite pilgrim, and this is the pilgrim, right? So we wanted to make him some kind of a guide of this new feature with all the things that will come up with this. So yeah.
But tell them what the feature is.
Okay, right. So the feature is bounties for Dying Light 2. So as you probably guys know, bounties are challenges, some tasks, some things that you have to do in the game. So you go to the Pilgrim Outpost service, you activate the bounty, and then you go to the game to complete this. And it might be everything, like killing volatiles, performing some parkour shots, and
How many we have right now in the game?
Well, something like about 100.
100,
and it's just the beginning.
Okay.
We'll be just like
Just the
delivering
beginning.
more and more. Like, but for now, it's like like our players have 6 bounties per week to activate and to complete within this week. Every
Okay.
Monday, we will be delivering new patch of this bounties. And yeah, and for those that are completing all of them, we'll give some additional reward, which is like, yeah, going back. When you will complete the bounty in the game, you
Yeah.
go back to the service and then claim the reward, which is reputation points, pilgrim reputation points.
Reputation points, you mean like we had in the chapters?
Yeah, so it's exactly the same formula. So you get pilgrim reputation points, and with those you level up your pilgrim rank. And with pilgrim rank you get
Pilgrim tokens.
Pilgrim tokens,
Pilgrim token.
exactly.
Yes.
Where can I spend them?
In the armory.
Okay, wait. There are a lot of new, new
Yeah.
things here. The armory? What's that?
Maybe I will take
Yeah,
it.
go
So Armory is a part of Pilgrim Outpost where you can basically purchase, earn, get cool stuff for your tokens. So there will be unique weapons, high stats, high rarity. There will be unique outfits. There will be resources, basically anything that a pilgrim would need to survive in the wild while exploring the city.
Okay, but bounties is the only way to earn tokens?
For now, yes.
Okay.
So if you want to earn a lot of a lot of tokens, you have to complete a lot of bounties. But this is just for the beginning. Like, we have a lot of ideas. We are working on competitive bounties. We're working on request a friend feature.
Okay.
Some mods.
Well, actually, there's plenty of ideas. Like one idea, for example, that we have is that you will get a Pilgrim mobile app, Pilgrim Outpost mobile app,
Wow.
which will allow you to add your Pilgrim friends all over the world and send them pilgrim messages as well. So as with everything connected to Dying Light, this will keep expanding, keep growing as we move along.
Okay, so let me sum it up. Bounties, pilgrim tokens, reputation points, special items. But
yes.
what the hell is pilgrim post?
Yeah. Pilgrim Outpost, like, basically is an online service for Dying Light fans. So whenever you are looking for something new to do, you want to get to know something, what's happening in the world of Dying Light, you want to get to know some people, or in general are interested in what's happening there, you go to Pilgrim Outpost. This is like the first step of contact with everything Dying Light.
Okay, pilgrim outpost, but what about Techland GG? Will it be replaced?
The opposite. It's as everything, we're making it bigger. So Techland GG will become something like a hub for the hubs.
Maybe an umbrella for the hubs.
Yeah, umbrella for the hubs is much better name. So it's an umbrella service for community services of Techland. So for now, it's Pilgrim Outpost there and the store that we will be reworking, and mod community that will be growing. But
we also have another project in
yes,
the pipeline,
the
one that we have announced, and it will also get its own hub,
it will get its own hub, like the same one, like same as Pilgrims, but for the new title, and it will be there. So this is like all the things that we're doing for the community will be in the Techland GG.
Now it makes sense. Thank you guys for
Thank you.
explaining it to me. And now, before we move to another section, let's listen to the song which is about Dying Light to Stay Human, created by a very, very talented artist. Let's watch the clip.
The sun sets in this apocalyptic wasteland. We take our stance, we make our stand. We are the survivors of the undead plague. We will fight until our dying day. You'll be alive, we'll be our guide. Through the night, in this great divide, we'll never drop, we'll never stop. As we fight to survive in this dying light. In this dying light. This dying light. In this dying light. This dying light. Pressing onward through the darkest night. We won't give up, we won't lose sight. Fighting harder, resisting the bite. We are still alive. You'll be alive,
gut feeling update brings new combat animations. And that is why we invited my new guests, Sonali, gameplay animator, and Marcin, animator here at Techland. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so Marcin, let's start with you. Can you tell me what gut feeling update brings new to animation?
Yeah, so we have some pretty exciting stuff coming with the new update. Basically, the whole combat is gonna be way more brutal,
yeah.
way more precise, and just way more fun. So first thing I want to talk about is about the weapons, because we did some changes to those weapons. So we had weapons that had some behaviors, and we changed them to make the fantasy of each weapon more refined. So for example, two-handed weapons are gonna be more heavy and more brutal. Baseball weapons, same with them, and on top of that, they're gonna be more precise because we changed the trajectory. So it's gonna be way easier to hit the heads of your enemies and smash them. Another thing I can talk about is that we took a look at some of our slashing weapons.
Like katana, for example.
Yes, exactly. So what we did, we added some new animations for power attacks because we thought that what we had before didn't really work for katana. Right now we have those horizontal attacks, and it's gonna be way easier to slice off heads of your enemies with that.
Yeah, and now we can see it all in our before and after videos. And now we can see the difference. But Marcin, can you tell us how exactly do you make it work?
Yes, so when I make animations, I try to imagine how people experience the game. So when you play the game, you don't exactly look at the animation in the first person directly. You look what's in front of you. You look at the enemies you are fighting with. You look at the items you are picking up. So when I'm doing animations, of course, I want to make them look as good as possible, but I also want to make them feel as good as possible. Because when you don't look at them and they are in the background, you feel them.
Exactly. And do you have any favorite weapon behaviors in the game?
Yes, there are a few. One example I can give you is we have one-handed axes, and sometimes after an attack, he does this little throw into the air. And it's a small thing. It doesn't have any effect on the gameplay, but it makes you feel really cool. And with that in mind, we have something new for the players with the new power attack for katana, and I can't wait for players to experience that.
Cool, and that's all in a small details. And Sonali, what about you? Sorry to keep you waiting. And did you have any favorite moments in working on Gut Feeling Update?
Yes, I had the most fun working on new ragdoll behaviors and the hit reactions. So now we have some new hit reactions for the enemies that are based on the weapon type and their weight. And these hit reactions also differ based on which body part you hit them, whether it's head, torso, or legs. So I think with these changes, it makes the gameplay more interesting and dynamic for the players, because right now you can see a clear distinction between the slashing weapons like katana, you said, and a blunt weapon like a baseball bat. Furthermore, we also worked on new ragdoll behaviors, which I think brings a next level of realism and immersion in the game.
And what is your approach in creating animations that you can actually feel?
Cool. So, to create an authentic experience, we usually analyze whether a particular scenario in the game needs ragdoll behaviors or hit reactions, and we also keep switching between them dynamically in real time. So for hit reactions, we have some highly skilled mocap actors who are a huge help. So once we have the motion data recorded from them, we further refine it to make it more responsive and engaging for the players. On the other hand, ragdoll behaviors are a bit more complex, and I'd like to talk more about it because I've often seen players confuse ragdoll with hit reactions.
So tell us.
So ragdolls are actually generally defined by a set of physics body, and the AI's reaction to the impact or the hit direction is supposed to be physically accurate.
Okay, but how do you determine the AI reactions?
Cool. So in our game, every weapon has a defined force based on how heavy or light it is, and this determines how far the AI will be pushed. So, for example, on top of that, I can also add more impulse if I want to, if I want the AI to be pushed further away. So, for example, if I want the AI to be pushed in a certain direction with more of a twist on the head and less of a twist on the spine, I can script that to happen because ragdolls are procedural. There is like all of these behavior of the AI is defined in code and a set of design scripts. There is no predefined animation like hit reactions.
Okay, and even I am smarter now. So thank you very much for the explanation, and thank you very much for both of you for joining me today. And again, before we move to another section, let's hear another song inspired by Dying Light to See Human. Welcome back. We've changed the setup, I know, but for a good reason. And now when we know how to make our combat look good, now we learn how to make it sound authentic. And that is why I'd like to introduce my new guests, Edyta and Wojtek, who are responsible for sounds in Dying Light 2: Stay Human. So tell me, Wojtek, please tell me what you've been focusing on while working on Gut Feeling Update.
We, as an audio team,
Mhm.
did a lot to push the audio to the next level.
Okay.
Redesign or remix almost every part of game.
Really?
Fight audio system.
Really?
To
Impressive.
make the fight even more interesting, we
Mhm.
focus on the special moments like limb cutting,
Mhm.
chest crushing, or head smashing.
Okay.
Some of the other elements are even more impactful. For example, now you can destroy the biter's jaw.
I heard about it.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the same moment, his voice changed dramatically. So it's really, really cool.
Okay, so now when we know what you did, can you show us something here
Yes.
in your workshop?
Sure. So basically, creating a satisfying combat audio is a mix of good assets, so recordings, how they behave in a game, so how they react to player actions, and timing. So every sound needs to be played in the right moment. And we need to perfectly balance all these aspects to achieve this powerful and immersive feeling during the combat.
Makes sense.
So let's look into one of the basic elements of fight, so hitting an infected with a weapon.
Okay.
First thing that you will hear is a weapon swing. And we use different props during recording to capture the character of the weapon. So for example, we use a bamboo stick to record wooden blunt weapon swings, and we use a metal pipe to record a metal baseball swing. And the whole trick is to record the small details and differences in sound that, in fact, are huge difference in game.
Okay.
And the trick is also not to hit the microphone when you are performing
Oh,
next
yeah,
or
yeah,
colleagues.
yeah.
So we will
Let's,
move
let's,
with it.
let's
I will
move
ask you to
a
step
little
back
bit.
as I perform. So okay, so let's hear the swing of the metal of the wooden blunt weapon. And now let's compare it to the metal baseball swing. Okay, guys, it's safe now. Safe now.
Okay.
Come on.
It really sounds great.
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is our first element of this sequence.
Yeah.
First, but what's next?
Exactly. Just after that comes weapon impact. This is definitely the loudest sound in the whole sequence and probably the most important one. This is, in fact, really short, punchy sound. Here in the studio, we have like a lot of like weapons, tools, sticks to record every type of hits we want. And we make a lot of experiments to find the surface that can imitate the biter's body. Even we move outside this studio and do some recording in the woods and in the fields to be sure that we capture the most interesting sound. And in fact, we use, for example, this machete so many times that in one moment this small element start to rattle a little bit.
It started, yeah, definitely.
And we use exactly this sound in the game to show that the weapon is broken.
That's amazing. What else?
Yeah, so now...
What's that?
yeah, so now...
Corner.
Food corner, our private food
Techland
corner.
kitchen.
Okay, Techland kitchen. Yeah, okay, so now it's time for blood, bones, and flesh. So things that make combat brutal and physical.
Yes.
But if you're afraid that now you will see some kind of horror movie scene, I assure you that nobody will be hurt and no blood.
Yeah,
Although
most of the time.
Most of the time, and it might be hard to believe when person in a plastic glove is saying that.
Exactly.
But don't worry. So Paulina, do you know that during watching a movie or playing a game, you're actually being tricked by audio team?
I hope not that often.
Very often.
Okay.
Okay, let's play a game and don't focus on what you actually see, but focus on the sound.
What I heard, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like breaking bones.
Exactly. So
Really?
Exactly. So you
Silly.
see, our cellar is a nice source of breaking bones and smashing bones sounds.
Amazing. What about
Yes.
the
So
ball?
our next game.
What's that?
This is overcooked pasta.
Pasta.
Yeah, and
Really tasty.
yeah,
Really tasty.
no. And so okay, so listen to this sound.
Sounds like flesh, guts.
Yeah, exactly.
Disgusting.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
this is flesh and guts made by overcooked pasta.
Yeah, I use this kind of sounds to modify the biter's screams after the jaw is crushed.
Really, that's interesting.
Okay, and the last element in our cooking section. This is grapefruit.
I'm focused.
Okay.
Oh, that definitely something with blood.
Yeah, so with
Ah.
grapefruit you can have a sound of blood dripping and splashing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and you also have a nice smell.
Nice smell now. That is amazing.
Yeah. So, well, the last section of hits is the biter's or enemy scream.
Yeah.
So in our game, the basis is that zombies are not monsters; they are humans, but infected by the virus. So that's why, to create the voices, we decide not to use any synthesizers, heavy processing, or we don't even use the animal sounds.
So what do we use?
So the only things we use...
We use Wojtek.
Exactly. Not only me, but we use only human voice. So...
Can you show us?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
will tell you a little bit more about
Okay.
it, because it's really interesting, because, before I was a metal singer, so for me it was a little bit easier to imagine that I am biter. But still, I need like, couple of weeks to practice my voice and find the most interesting performance. And sometimes it was even like dangerous, because, for example, once I was driving a car on a highway, and I was practicing really intense inhale scream, and I almost passed out because of the hyperventilation. So don't do this in the car. And now I can show you a little bit how I do it.
Yes.
How I do this, I will do the biter scream, and always when I do the screams, I hit myself a little bit in the chest to make the sounds a little bit more realistic. So to do this, you have to stand in the front of the microphone, calm yourself, imagine that you are biter, and do it. Something like that.
I'm in shock right now. Okay, so once we know all of that, we can now see the video that we prepared for you. And so let's watch it.
This part of the game shows the moment of Biter's jaw being destroyed. The iconic sound of breaking bones and hiss of air coming from the throat is hearable. Those who know the game will notice that the voice of Biter is changing after his jaw is crushed. And now let's check out how does the final element sounds in the game. Every hit is preceded by weapon swing. Just after it comes the weapon impact. And then it's time for all gore elements like blood and bones. The next element is a sound of destroying Biter's jaw. And at last but not least is a Biter's pain. And now we can check how Biter's voice is changing when his jaw is damaged. Now we can listen again how it sounds in a full mix.
thank you guys for joining me today and for showing all of
Thank
this
you. Thank you
crazy,
very much.
very interesting stuff. And now, before we move to the next section, which is community segment, and we will meet our great community managers, Nasta and Mateusz, let's hear the third song created by one of our beloved content creators. See you in a few minutes.
This story's taking me back. Now I'm cold. This never-ending sickening time. Mistaken monsters bound by the shadows, staring back at the haunting me. We will out of the darkness. It's a long road to travel down and drown our reflection on the dark. Let us see this voice tightly comes to when the bell tolls. We assert our mortal roles. These stones. Shut down by the mirror. There's a parasite in my own home, and it's growing bigger. Make me desperately as I hold up renegade cross through my kind of home. I cry for the survivors and sinners who are all shut down by the mirror. It's a never-ending circus, survival set demolished, bleeding out the misery. Delivering the system, decay falls over us, we're staring at each other in the mud. Kick hellfire to the meadow. Look at me, I'm worn out, shut down by the mirror. There's a parasite in my own home, and it's growing bigger. Make me desperately as I hold up renegade cross through my kind of home. I cry out to the saints and the sinners who are all shut down. I've been the bullet several times, but the banshee in my heart recalls their names. Sadly, with all the times nestled in my viral blood, my fate is understood.